Hey, Aquarius, Mel, Intuitive Coach here, excited to bring in your September 2025 bonus reading. Today, we are going to dive into the sacred shifts and divine gifts that are unfolding for you, along with messages from your spiritual helpers. Now, Aquarius, we have officially entered eclipse season. This is a time when the universe hits the reset button. Eclipses can bring in fated changes, revelations, and opportunities to release what no longer serves so that you can align more fully with your soul's true path. So let's see what is opening up for you. King of Wands energy at the bottom of the deck. This is beautiful. You are being asked to keep your eye on the big picture, Aquarius. Perhaps leave the details to others. This is experience that leads to success. I feel like you are embodying the energy here of the King of Wands. Now, some of you could be attracting this individual, someone who is highly driven, highly motivated, very adventurous, very passionate. I also feel like you are someone who inspires others, but there certainly could be someone that is entering into your world who inspires you. This is someone who's very driven by their passions. And I see here that some of you could be guided to expand your business, expand in your consciousness here. So it definitely feels like this is a almost bigger than life type of energy with this King of Wands. You could even be creating more space within your home. Some of you are decluttering. You may be getting rid of things, out with the old, in with the new. I see that there are chapters in your life that are closing out. So you can invite in things that feel more liberating, things that feel more uplifting and more inspiring. So keep your eye on the big picture. All right, Aquarius, let's move into messages here from your spiritual helpers. You have Babaji. Mahavatar Babaji brings in soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. Yes, your consciousness is absolutely expanding. So that flows beautifully into the King of Wands here. You understand the connection between all things. Now, you are an air sign, Aquarius. You are an individual who uses all facets, all corners of the mind. If you can think it, you can create it. And many of you may be tapping into expanding your consciousness through social media, through the World Wide Web, through technology, perhaps working with AI, and even taking maybe a business online or approaching things from not only a scientific look, but I feel like you're intuitively tapping into your own consciousness here, but you're bringing the technology that we have to help you grow and help you advance. So I see that you're also someone who is here to help others in some way, help them through their own ascension journey or ascension path. Now, you may do this professionally, and for others of you, this is part of your personal path, your personal journey, where you could be the catalyst because you yourself have gone through many awakenings, and you could be the catalyst for other individuals, perhaps your own friends, your own family. And I see here that you are being guided to, again, expand, put yourself out there in some way. Now you have the divine director coming through with intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is taking place here at this very moment. Know that you are being guided because happiness is your purpose. There are doors opening up for you that are inviting in happiness, abundance, success. And I feel like you may be asking what truly makes me happy. All right, I know what that is. I'm going to action it up. I'm going to go for it. And many of you are making healthier choices that help align you with your highest path. And that may include closing out old doors, Aquarius. Divine intervention is occurring. Some of you may have struggled with a block, which we'll talk here about what this block is. But I feel for many of you, you have gone through some experiences where it's kind of left a little bit of an imprint. All right, you've gone through some struggles and challenges, which always leave an imprint to some degree, where we tend to live out through those conditions, through what we've been taught, what we've learned. And I see that there's divine intervention coming to break a cycle. That's what I'm hearing for you, breaking a cycle of either repetition or breaking a habit, breaking a pattern here that has kept you feeling a bit stuck or a bit blocked. Now, you have Archangel Michael. He is the protector as well. You are being guided to trust in the universe, trust in heaven, trust that you have spiritual guides that are supporting you every step of the way. Because sometimes we do feel a bit disconnected, but because you have such empowering energy coming through, now it's also a 9-month. September breaks down to a 9. In numerology, that is a completion. You have accomplished something that's been very heavy for some of you, but you've been determined. You have been determined to not give up on yourself, not give up on a dream. You are safe. Angels, stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Now, the textbook, A Course in Miracles, defines a miracle as a shift in perspective from fear to love. And that's what this divine intervention is bringing in, because some of you may have gone through that experience of the past, or many of them that have kind of left an imprint of fear on your aura, left a bit of an imprint of fear of not being able to trust because perhaps trust was breached, or you didn't feel like you had the support in some way. And I see that there is a shift, a divine intervention coming in, and it's here. It's happening now. It's happening within you. But now you get to see how that looks in your outer world. So call in these support systems. Call in Archangel Michael. Call in the divine director. Call in Babaji to expand your soul. Now let's dive in and take a look at what your higher self wants you to know at this time. What is that voice telling you? You have the Lovers, major arcana, first one out here. Make choices from your heart. This is about deeply emotional commitments. Whether this is a commitment when it comes to a love in your life, it could be a love for what you do in your career, in your passion projects, but it's also about you moving into this high level of unconditional love for self. This is the power of love. And when love is present, anything is possible. Now, because this used to be the choice card, this is about making choices that, again, align with the frequency of love. And that's why perspective is shifting here. Miracles are occurring. And I see also with the Lovers, some of you may have felt like you were stuck between a rock and a hard space. Or perhaps you were in a situation where there wasn't a lot of love. And that's what is shifting here for you. There's love coming in, and with it brings in, happiness, because you are love. Remember, happiness is your birthright. Love is your birthright. That is the creation in which you were brought about. So Lovers is showing up in a way that brings warmth in everything that you do, all of the connections that you embody. But at first, starts within. And that means that there could be some big changes, going on within you and in your outer world. So let's keep going. What's the block? What's the potential blind spot here? This can be the ego. It can be external noise. It can be the conditioning. You have the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups as a block can be a closing of the heart center. It can feel like there's not a lot of love or a lot of support that you are getting or receiving from a situation, or perhaps it feels like you have been nurturing or taking care of everybody else, but you haven't received a lot in return. And I see with this Knight of Cups, this blockage here is being removed, because that's why eclipse season is so significant, because anything that has caused us to feel stuck, that's what's being removed. That's the completion energy. And I see that you've had to spend some time in solitude. Perhaps some of you had to gain introspection here. You're someone who may be a hopeless romantic. You know, even though Aquarius energy can come across as a bit aloof, as a bit detached, you are someone who, you know, is quite dreamy at times. You may be highly poetic, highly romantic. I feel like you want a committed connection with someone, or you want to feel the love that you put into your passion projects, your creativity, and you have been exploring and nurturing what self-love looks like. So I feel like you are about to enter into a situation or even embrace a topic in your life that makes your heart flutter. And some of you haven't felt that for quite some time. So this is exciting. Now, how do we get back to this space of heart? How do we get back to, you know, shifting into love versus fear? You know, first of all, recognizing when fear is speaking up and when intuition is speaking up. You know, is it causing you to feel restricted? Is it causing you to expand? And that's the difference here between fear and love, because fear is, you know, omnipresent. Fear is within everything, or excuse me, love is, you know, you're able to expand outward, even though there can be some heavy choices that you make. It's for the highest good of all. It's that unconditional piece versus conditional. Fear puts conditions on things. Fear can be very loud, very focused here, and causing you to feel very limited. But I feel like you're leaning into that heart. So what is the mirror? How is this being reflected in your life? The Tower. Wow. There is a sudden revelation that offers you freedom. Break free from procrastination. This is about embracing the opportunities that change brings, because our first initial response to change is to hang on for dear life, right? To hang on for dear life, because we are creatures of habit. We are creatures of comfort. So when that pattern is disrupted, even if it comes, you know, for our highest good, sometimes we hang on to what we know, even if there may be something ahead that is more aligned, it may work better. And I see that the Tower is coming in here for you, Aquarius, because this is divine intervention. This is the Tower coming in saying, okay, no more putting this off. Your light is meant to shine. You are meant to expand in your consciousness. And the only way to do this is to shake things up and to kind of give you that push out of the Tower. And I see that not only is your soul ready, but you have wings. You have wings. You're able to soar. And I feel like you are changing your life in a very big way. This is the freedom that King of Wands brings in. So no more procrastinating. The Tower comes in and says, let's shake things up here. And this could be a self-induced Tower. Oftentimes the Tower can even be destroying old structures, old belief systems. It can be a massive awakening that shakes everything. And I see that you're being guided to trust. Archangel Michael is here, and you actually see the angel sitting there watching the Tower. And I feel like you are protected as you're going through some of these huge changes at this time. Some of you, these are going to be changes in family dynamics, in partnerships, love situations. This may have to do with your emotions here. may have to do with your career. It can be any area of your life, but certainly an area that, it's going to pull at your heartstrings here. But ultimately, I feel like this tower is leading you into one of the greatest eras of your life. If you allow this change to occur, it's going to happen whether you wanted to or not, because I feel like it's part of your highest good. But the sooner that you let go, the sooner that you trust and release, the sooner miracles can show up in your world. So what is the shift? What needs to be released? Four of Ariel. Extremes and how you give your love, how you receive your love. This can also be your body. Extremes and how you feel, maybe some of those highs and some of those lows. But the pentacle realm is also our finances. It can be our material world. So when you give, you also receive, being resistant to change. So there's the tower here. And like I said, you may have to spend a little to maybe make a little. For others of you, you have to open your heart up to be vulnerable in order for that vulnerability to meet you halfway. As they say, take a step toward the gods, they take 10 steps towards you. And that's what I see you doing. Just take that single step. You're going to see how everything starts to kind of miraculously fall into place here. And the King of Wands, he is a go-getter. He is someone who marches to the beat of his own drum. He is an influencer. So allow yourself to be influenced, to be moved by spirit, because the wands element is the spiritual force that resides in us all. So the Four of Wands, what is shifting here is, the extremes that have been playing out for you. Four of Pentacles, not Four of Wands. The Four of Pentacles can also be overspending. It can be going into debt. It can be scarcity mindset. It can be withholding of affection. It can be taking and not receiving, or hanging on too tightly. It can be a highly materialistic energy. And that's what is shifting here for you. So what is the gift? What is waiting on the other side of the gift? 10 of Swords. I actually like the 10 of Swords showing up as a gift, because it says a situation has ended. You are finally free. Perhaps you're debt free. Perhaps you're free of cancer. Perhaps you have left a relationship behind that you have felt stuck in. Whatever this is, it's big. The Tower, the Lovers, this is big. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. This is the gift, right? You're able to bow out. This is one of the, I want to say, the softest 10 of Swords that I've seen. Oftentimes you'll see the 10 swords in the back. You'll see the guy laying face down, and it can be betrayal. It can be rock bottom. And because the Tower is here, yes, some of you may be feeling that, but this is a graceful bow out. You see the two swans, which represent grace and humility and peace, reverence. And you see that this ballerina, she has been up there on stage dancing, and this act is over. And she is bowing in front of the audience here, and she is saying, okay, I have completed this act. So it feels like there's this elegant, graceful presence that you are leaving behind in a situation. I feel like you are rising above the challenge. You're able to see things from a higher perspective. That's what happens when your soul expands. You understand the connections between all things. You don't have to stoop to the level of, entertaining energies that are low vibe. That's not you. You have grown past that, Aquarius. And I see here that, as it says, new opportunities for happiness will now follow. And look what your outcome is. You have the Sun. The Sun is happiness. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking. This is an inspiring success. So this outcome here is the action, the mindset that you are being guided to carry forward. When the Sun shows up, This is Leo's energy of abundance. Now, we have here Gemini, we have Aries, we have Leo. You could have these placements in your chart. Perhaps you are dealing with another who has these placements in their chart. But I see here with the sun, this is the light. This is the warmth. This is playfulness and confidence and vitality. This is everything that you have been trying to expand upon, right? Everything that it is that you've been working so hard to create for yourself. It feels like you are finally entering into, again, it feels like this is an era. It doesn't feel like this is just a month. It feels like you have worked long and hard to get to this point where you can close out a chapter here. And that's a gift of yours. You've been working on perhaps your health, or you've been, again, working on mentally moving forward here and saying, okay, I can release the past. I can change my life here. I can invite more love into what I do, into who I surround myself with. I can overcome some of life's biggest heartaches. So the sun showing up as the outcome, I don't think you could have gotten a better ending here. And I'm seeing here more confidence within you. It feels like you have been working on your solar plexus chakra. For some of you, you may have even struggled with digestion or gut health. Gut is our second brain. But I'm also seeing here, confidence in your solar plexus. Instead of letting the ego trips, or instead of getting tripped up again over the ego or getting sucked into ego battles with others, it feels again like you're rising above it and you're seeing things for what they truly are. And I see that not only is your soul expanding, but you're connecting more with your own spiritual gifts. It feels like you are flying high and you're helping others. You are the beacon of light. It feels like you're the lighthouse, and you may actually be getting a lot of attention because when you shine your light bright, yes, people come from everywhere to seek that light. And I see that you're attracting energies that also mirror the light that is shining. But of course, sometimes that light can blind other people, or at least that's how they take it. They can be intimidated by your light. But Spirit is saying, don't dim that light, because that is what you've been working so hard to finally step into this era. So that is what I have for you, Aquarius. September is a huge, huge month for you. Allow the changes to occur in the ways that they are meant to. Allow this divine intervention to take place. Trust in heaven. Trust that you are being divinely supported and your soul is in fact expanding. King of Wands, bottom of the deck. This is what is showing up for you. It's what's manifesting in your world. So keep your eye on the big picture. All right, Aquarius, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the message, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you would like a personal reading or to sign up for the monthly newsletter or even enter into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video.